Okay, here's the pull off for Shepherd Pass trailhead. Gonna stay at the trailhead tonight near Symes Creek, and that's some big country. There's Mount Williamson looming large, that's for sure. Here we are at Symes Creek trailhead, heading up the mountain. Here, this one's pretty arduous, a lot of switchbacks, but check this out. Trying to get on it super early. Pretty amazing watching the sunrise up in the Sierras. Not too many people in the trailhead parking lot, and it's a big mountain, so might have it all to ourselves for a little while, at least until our buddy gets here. I definitely recommend starting this early in the day or late in the day. I still got some shadow, which is really nice, but I can feel it heating up quite a bit. Started about 10 minutes after sunrise. Got some cool air funneling down this canyon, but stunning so far. This is Symes Creek. First little creek crossing here. The wildflowers are popping. So we've climbed a little ways out of Symes Creek, probably about, 600 feet. It's Mount Bradley, a little over 13,000 feet. That pinnacle, and headed up and over Symes Ridge or Symes Crest, something like that. But we got some switchbacks to do, but it's nice having the shade. Happy I started when I did. It's really these small little things that I love about doing stuff like this. All those shiny little strings, spider webs coming out of the tree. All right, there is Symes Creek drainage, and we're at, 9,055 feet, just cresting Symes Saddle, where we reach Shepherd's Creek drainage, and we get a really good view of Mount Williamson. What a behemoth. Wow. All right. Nice and flat up here. That was the main bulk of the climbing for the day. Well, we'll see if we want to go over Shepherd's Pass. See it way back there. About 6 miles from here. So there's Mount Williamson, the second tallest mountain in California, at 14,300 something. We're going downhill before we go back up. Always love that. It's so much fun. All right, so that's Shepherd's Creek, and this is Mahogany Flat down here. Thought there'd be more shade, more spot to rest, but that's okay. We're going up the trail, fairly exposed. There's not much water access. There's like one small creek crossing in between here and Symes Creek, so it's a ways until you get to that, but pretty stunning. I'm excited to crest over that ridge and get to Anvil Camp. Okay, Anvil Camp, made it. Not the easiest climb in, but really pretty in here. Put the pack down, try and find a spot to camp. right, there's Anvil Camp. It's about 2:30 p.m. Got some afternoon weather rolling in. That'll make it pretty interesting for Ryan on his hike in tonight. If he makes it all the way here, he's an absolute madman. Right. So it's Friday night. Took a nice little nap when it was raining earlier. Got a couple hours of sleep, recovery, go back to bed pretty soon. Climbed Mount Langley 2 days ago, White Mountain yesterday, and out here in Shepherd's Creek drainage, about to tackle Mount Tyndall and Mount Williamson. This is Polychrome Peak behind me, and then Shepherd's Pass is the low saddle back there, and that's Junction Peak, at least the south peak of Junction Peak. Really gorgeous up here. I'm happy that I had a reason to stay in this bowl. It's pretty amazing. Ryan's on his way up. We'll see how he does. He's a madman. He's gonna get to camp at like 10 or 11 p.m. Maybe sooner if he's really hauling. But it's not an easy hike, so I just impressed either way to do a lot of that in the dark. All right. And we'll see how tomorrow goes. Hopefully we get some decent weather. Fingers crossed. So cool. We're in Bighorn country, and we're following some tracks up through the snow, up to Shepherd's Pass. That's pretty neat. We know there's a bunch in this area, especially once you get over the plateau. It's like the Bighorn Plateau. So, up towards Shepherd's Pass it is. We got Ryan with us. How you doing, Ryan?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. 2 hours of sleep, and we're still going.
Hammering. He's hammering. Like the Bighorn. So here's Ryan climbing up from Anvil Camp, down in the trees there. You can see those long switchbacks all the way down Shepherd's Creek drainage, but pretty spectacular. Got a couple of lakes up there, nice little cascade, and Junction Peak, heading up and over this, on over to Shepherd Pass. All right, heading up Shepherd's Pass right now. Nice, pretty consolidated snowpack, but just saw this, just pretty cool. That's got to be a sheep's hoof, so definitely in Bighorn territory. Heading up this boot pack, and then gonna cramp on up when it gets steeper towards the top. So close. Right, Ryan, how do you read? Super cool. Followed some goat hoof prints all the way up here, up to the top. Didn't really have to cramp on up like I thought I would. So I guess the animals that live out here have some pretty good intuition for which route to choose. There's Mount Tyndall. It's clear skies right now. We'll see if we get a summit on it today. Let's go up here for now though. All right, here we are at the top of Shepherd's Pass. Mount Williamson, off peeking out over Williamson Bowl. There's Mount Tyndall, and just really pretty up here. You know, that way up to Junction Peak, that way back down Shepherd's Creek drainage, Polychrome Peak right here, and this nice, still frozen alpine lake at like 12,000 feet. Pretty wild. This zone is super cool. Not easy to get to, but you got Mount Tyndall up that way, 14er. We're just entering Inyo National Park, and off in the distance there, that is Second Kauai, and just really, really neat area. You got this lake over here with like a calving glacier, and we're headed up that way towards Williamson Bowl. So we're gonna go set up camp, but really happy to be done with that pass. It's not the easiest hike in the world, that's for sure. It's about 8.5 miles to Anvil camp, and not an easy 8.5 miles at that. So excited for this class 1, and hopefully it stays clear so we can hit the summit. All right, so there's Mount Tyndall, and as it goes on expeditions, sometimes you gotta pick your poison. We got some clouds brewing, and I still need to make camp because we're gonna try Mount Williamson tomorrow. So I think I'm gonna make camp and get all set up. I probably have some rain in the next few hours, but you know, Williamson Bowl is absolutely gorgeous, and we still got time. Maybe I'll give myself an extra day so I can go climb that monster and get 14er number 7. Might be 14er number 8 if we get Williamson tomorrow. And that is why we're passing on that peak, heading straight this way like a freight train. Really clear down towards Independence and Owens Valley. Got Mount Williamson over here, Trojan Peak and Mount Vierstig. Pretty cool. Tyndall right there. You can get to like Mount Russell by going up and over that way. But time to get back down to the tent and batten down the hatches. To give you a sense of scale, that's Ryan moving across that snowdrift. This place is big.
Gnarly, because I had this like view of them like popping up and like coming super fast. So I was like, fuck dude, this could like be a big downpour or something.
I thought I was gonna go off.
Yeah, me too.
That was barely nothing.
Nothing.
But the flesh wound. So we got Tyndall back that way, Williamson Bowl, Ryan making the ascent up the chute right now. Black Stain Waterfall, just swung around it, and there's the chute we're heading up. I supposedly follow that all the way and you get a nice little chimney. But yeah, pretty splendid views. All right, what are we thinking, Ryan?
Thinking we still got a ways to go. It's an epic climb.
Yeah, still got a ways to go.
Ew.
I just found a piece of someone's shoe.
Yeah.
Happy I brought the crampons.
Oh yeah.
Happy I looked at the satellite pass. Woo! Yeah, brother. Just made it to the notch. Can see the valley. A lot of mountain. And we're going up to the chimney. Let's get a look at it.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. That feels good, huh?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. We're up here.
Yes, we are.
Dang, that wind is cold.
All right, here is the final chimney on Williamson, all the way to the top. Class 3, maybe a bit of class 4, depending on how spicy you want to get. But pretty epic climbing at nearly 14,000 feet.
Money, dude.
Money.
Get money up here.
Let there be light.
Oh.
There we are.
Dude. So snow is so soft.
So close.
Oh, there we go. That's solid.
There we go. Summit Plateau. Here we go. Topping out on Mount Williamson, the second highest peak in California. Let's see what kind of view we get up from the top. Oh, epic. There she is. There's Mount Whitney, Mount Russell, Mount Langley. Oh man, killer. Trojan Peak, Mount Barnard, the Kauias, Milestone Mountain, Thunder Mountain, Table Mountain, Diamond Mesa, Junction Peak, all the way north to Mount Sill, Middle Palisade. Until next time, we'll see if we can get Mount Tyndall later today, maybe tomorrow. We got Ryan traversing the ridge over to the summit. Stoked. This is amazing. Here we are getting some practice for our Palisades traverse. We got some air underneath us. So Ryan and I ended up lugging a lot of our gear with us because we're getting a little bit of practice working together for the Palisades Traverse. Palisades are off in the distance, but I want to be ready to wrap down some of the steeper sections, so we're stoked. But all in all, Williamson, killer summit. A lot more enjoyable than Langley, that's for sure. Still got a ways to down climb to camp down in Williamson Bowl, but I super stoked on everything. It's been a great trip. A little bit unnecessary, but great practice for our future Sierra endeavors. Rigged rappel, that's my first true alpine rappel. Thank you, Sensei Ryan. Pretty much off the mountain, off Mount Williamson. Ryan's coming down the chute, but what a view. Absolutely killer. Got ourselves a nice hailstorm. Beats rain. All right, what a day. Check this hail out on the lake. Just before sunrise, hiking out of Williamson Bowl. There's Mount Williamson on the left. Heading up to Mount Tyndall right now. Up this big, chunky granite. But love getting started before the sun rises. Nice and cool. That ridge to the right, or this rib up to the summit. Bring crampons if I did that for sure. Looks pretty sick. I don't know, it's a big mountain. A couple different ways to do it. All right, just about to embark on Tyndall, hiking that rib, northeast rib. Super excited about it, looks like a lot of fun. So I'll try to block some of the wind. But here's the approach to the northeast rib, following a little use trail, a little avalanche from a couple days ago. Yeah, not too worried about that. Have a lot of good purchase on the snow right now. Shepherd Pass down that way, but we're going that way. Quick stop to shed some layers, helmet up, protect the mountain. Super aesthetic line. We're heading right up this rib on mostly rock. Got the crampons in case we need to go over a little bit of snow or ice. Really pretty. Williamson Bowl right down here. Super fun. Like basic crack climbing up this way. You got all these kind of like sheets sticking out. Good handholds. We'll see what happens over that next little bump. You can see the Palisades off in the distance. On the far left is Mount Agassiz, and then Thunderbolt, Starlight, North Palisade, Polymonium Peak, and Mount Sill. So overall, pretty sweet. I think think you might. Yeah, you can see Middle Pal too. Pardon the wind, but here's a fun little crux of the route. Busted out the axe and headed up to the ridge. Pretty stoked. Super pumped. Just crested the notch, and there's the east side, or excuse me, the west side in all its majesty, and there's Tyndall Summit in all its majesty. So let's get up there. The summit of Mount Tyndall. Pretty killer views. That's Mount Russell. You can see the knife edge approach on the east ridge. Mount Whitney, of course. Langley off in the distance. Pretty amazing view of the Kern Canyon all the way to the Upper Kern and Forester Pass. And God, just killer view of the Kauias, of course, looking right into Kauai Basin. You got Mount Kauai, Second Kauai or Great Kauai, Square Top, Red Kauai and Black Kauai. Those are some really fun climbs. And the Great Western Divide. Midway, Milestone Mountain, Thunder Mountain, Table Mountain, and continues the Bighorn Plateau over this way, Diamond Mesa, and off to the Palisades where we're headed next. The 14er saga continues with Split Mountain over there, Middle Palisade, and the Traverse, North Pal, or Thunderbolt to Mount Sell, hopefully, left to right, North Palisade in the middle. So, all in all, super successful trip. We tagged White Mountain off over there, Mount Langley, which is behind me, Mount Williamson, which is a monster yesterday, and Mount Tyndall today. So, back to civilization for now. Windy through Shepherd's Pass, but one last look at this high lake, and then Bighorn Plateau. On the east side, Milestone and Midway. I'll save you for another date. How we doing, Ryan?
Doing great.
How's this trip?
Dude, it's far, it's epic.
I think the final 1,200 feet of elevation gain that you had to lose, get back up and out.
I think the trail builders were very lazy, but
They got tired.
yeah.
Needed to go downhill. That's what Ryan says. But still killer views of Williamson East Summit, Polychrome Peak, and the valley. Way down there. We're going down there. Ladybug City. It's a metropolis. Back to the trailhead. That, 15 miles felt a lot longer than 15 miles. Okay, so that was Mount Williamson and Mount Tyndall. Super fun climbs, both of them awesome. Tough hiking in. Shepherd's Pass is a beast. You definitely have to earn it. Probably the longest approach out of any of the California 14ers. But is super worth it. Just amazing climbs, both really, really fun. I was happy to have Ryan along from Mount Williamson. Got to do some rope work practice. I've done 8 out of the 15 California 14ers, give or take a few, that some people might not count. But Ryan is going to be along for the Palisades, so we'll see how that goes. Super excited to get up there. Let me know if you have any questions about the route or gear or whatnot. Happy to answer that. And if you made it this far, what are you doing? That's crazy. Thank you for watching. Take care.